Hello everyone, it's Amanda Henry with Triple Peak Media and welcome to episode 3 of Online Ascent. I'm really excited to bring you along on this journey of growing your business online and figuring out video and what that means for you personally and with your business. So let's dive into it. In episode 1, I talked about the overall process where I take my clients and how I take my clients from basically not even having a website, having no knowledge of how they're going to transform their business using video, all the way through the entire process, step by step. We go through everything from creating your domain name to building your email list to social media to everything. Thanks so much for the support, everyone. We are live right now. I'm so excited. So if you have any questions along the way, I'm going to be on for the next 30 minutes. So yeah, I'm really excited. I can't wait to get started. So episode 1, I told you all about my process, how I go through the whole process, how I kind of perceive the online world, how I think that there are a ton of people out there just trying to sell you their one strategy. And even though that strategy might have been really, really helpful for them, it might not be the perfect strategy for you. And I really want to explain to people why, so that they can start to really get a feel for what works for their business, not necessarily what works in general or what worked for one person, but what works for each individual business. So the first step, I believe, no matter what you're doing, is to buy your domain name. And if you don't know what a domain name is, you can go check out episode 2. In episode 2, we talked all about domain names, every question I've had come up from clients and everything that I recommend as far as purchasing your domain name, where to get it, how to set it up, how to connect it to a website, what if you want to buy more than one, what if you want to have a .net, but basically your domain name is the name of your website. Once you have the name of your website, there's a few other small things I do, so I'll tell you a little bit more about those. But then ultimately, step 2 in the process is grabbing your business email address, so you can start to send out emails to potential partners or potential clients or current customers, just to let them know what's going on and have it be coming from a professional email address. So I always think it's funny when I see people trying to connect with me about business through my email and they're sending it from their regular personal email address, and it kind of makes me laugh still that people are doing that, but I guess there are still people, so that's why we're here doing this video all about email. So basically I'm going to talk to you a lot about email, how to set up your email, why you should have a business email address, and a little bit of tips and tricks along the way. But first, what I like to do is first you have to decide with your domain name whether you want to be, like for instance, the example that I gave in my business. Someone says, who uses email anymore? I know, it's really kind of dated, and that's why I'm doing it so early in the process, because I feel like once you get your business email address, you're pretty much set and you can move on to a lot of other fun things. So that's why I just want to cover it quickly so that we can get on to the rest of the video process on how to make videos, because I think that's definitely more important. So I agree, I don't love to send video or emails that much, but I know a lot of my clients communicate through emails, and I believe strongly that you need to be sending your emails from a business email address. So that's step 2 with my clients, no matter what. I have them use G Suite. So if you haven't heard of G Suite, I strongly recommend it. It's basically Google's version of email, and you can do it right through your Gmail account. So you basically just go to gsuite.com and it will redirect you to gsuite.google.com. But you can sign in there and then you can create a business account. So what you will do when you go through that setup process, it's a little bit tricky right now. They're still kind of redoing it every month or two. So hopefully by the time you watch this video, it's all cleared and perfect for you. But you just go through the settings, and along the way it will say verify your domain name, or or change your DNS, or add a DNS name or something silly like that, and it will have you log into your GoDaddy account and basically connect your website name that you chose to your new business email. before you even create an email. So you don't need to use your personal email. You don't need to start with a Gmail account and then switch it. You just go straight to gsuite.com and it will have you type in what you want your email address to be at whatever your website is.com. And as soon as you put your website in.com, it will have you verify your email and your domain name at that point. So like with my example, I originally used SanDiegoLifestyleBlog.com because the SD Lifestyle was not available. So I started with SanDiegoLifestyleBlog.com. If you type that in, you actually will find our website. That's where our website is. Basically, that's the home for our website. But once I found out that I could get the SDLifestyle.com, I basically also bought that domain name and just had it forwarded to the new the old SanDiegoLifestyleBlog.com. So I basically bought 2 domain names and I forwarded one to the other, and that's how I set up the website. But when it comes to email, you can do whatever you want. So you don't have to have, customer service at SanDiegoLifestyleBlog.com. A lot of people buy a long name, a long domain name for SEO purposes, and then they buy a shorter name for email and for social media. So for us, it was really easy because Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, we went on all of those before we bought our email address. And this is crucial if you want to have really concise, all across the board similarities with your usernames. It was really important that we went on those 3 platforms, and there's many others that you can use, but on those 3 platforms we wanted to make sure that the SDLifestyle.com was not taken. So we went on there, we made sure that we could actually create that, and then we bought the email, or we set up the email account under the SDLifestyle.com. So even if you bought a domain name that's shorter for your website and easier for people to remember, and it's just forwarding to your real website, we use SanDiegoLifestyleBlog.com for SEO reasons. So that way with San Diego, it's always right in the link. So that helps a lot with search results and getting to the tops of page 1. So that's really important, but we don't have to use that for email at all. So if you have different domain names, you can choose any one you want for email. I would choose the one that you use for social media because that one kind of just, it makes it easier to, have the same email that's something from your social media accounts, because a lot of times you're going to be pulling customers or talking to collaboration partners and you're taking them off social media onto email. So you're going to want to kind of have at least somewhat similar. I know there's a lot of names that are taken up now, so you kind of have to be creative, but you still can do it. It's possible. So that's basically step 1. I go to gsuite.com. I type in my actual name that I want to have. So I put in Amanda for my name. You can also do home, you can do info. I know a lot of people do a customer service email, but just keep in mind that each of these email accounts you have to pay per month for, and they're around $5 to $15 a month, depending on how many files you send, attachments, PDFs, videos. If you're storing all of that information in your email account, then it will take up a lot more space. And if you're sending that much information, it will take up more space. So you do want to keep that in mind, but if you're growing a company and you have a customer service person right now, I would strongly suggest getting an email address for that person that is with your company name.com. And maybe you as the CEO or the owner of the company, maybe you have your first name. I think that's really personable, so I went with Amanda. But you can also do, like, when we send out our newsletters, I send that from VIP at thesdlifestyle.com because I want people to feel really important and I want them to keep coming back. So I send that out from VIP at the SD Lifestyle. You can really get creative with this because it's not like a domain name where you need to be able to speak it well and sound it out and everything. People's addresses are a mixture of all sorts of different letters and numbers, and so when people say give me your email address, they're definitely either there with a pad and paper to write it down, or they just want you to send it to them via email or something like that, or via text. So you can definitely be creative. You can do amanda.ceo@thesdlifestyle.com. There's so many different options that you can do when it comes to choosing your actual email name. But when you type it in, so I went to G Suite, I typed in amanda@thesdlifestyle.com. It said, that sounds great. Do you actually own this domain name? Because currently our programming sees that it's taken. I said, yes, I'm the owner of that website. Then you just click and verify. And it used to be that you could just log in with your GoDaddy account, but now I think they're having some difficulty with that. So basically you log in with your GoDaddy account, and instead of it completely redirecting you, sometimes you have to go into the specific files of your actual domain name and change some things. But don't be scared. I know when I signed up, there was a page that actually came up that said, do you want someone from our team to help you set this up, a professional, and you don't have any idea how to do it, or do you want to set it up? And I thought that's kind of silly because they've never put these instructions on here before. It's always been pretty straightforward, but it is kind of funny that you can have someone do it for you. So I'm hoping that they're not charging for that. If they are, don't do it because it's very simple. But if you're worried and you're not sure exactly which files to change or what to do, you could always click that option if it's still there for you. By the time you're watching this, it might be completely different, so who knows. But hopefully you can just go right in there. You have to go into the DNS, every domain name. If it's thesdlifestyle.com, you go into GoDaddy, you go to your domain names, you click right into that, and there will be an area that says Manage DNS. And that's where you click in. It'll have A names, it will have C names, and basically you don't need to know what those even mean. I don't even know what those mean, honestly, and I've been designing websites and changing C names and A names and every other kind of name for as long as I can remember. So you don't have to know what they mean, just know that you have to be able to click add a new one and click the drop down button and put an A and follow the directions and copy and paste exactly like G Suite tells you to. And as soon as you do that, it will approve you and your email address will be set up within just a few minutes and you can log in and send emails. It's really that simple. It's that easy of a process. There's a billion other email addresses out there that you can use. Even with GoDaddy, they have an email builder and they have an email software. It's through 365. And I hate it because it's really hard to get on your phone. It's really hard to maneuver around and get the emails, and I'm not used to that platform at all. So I'm really comfortable with Gmail. I love Gmail, and when they came out with G Suite with the business email, I was so excited. So I think I pay $10 a month for my email, and then I have the VIP email also that I think I pay $5 a month for. So it is an investment. It's about $15 a month. Your domain name will run you about $20 a year, and this one will be about $150 a year. So that's something to think of, but if you're gonna do a business, I think $170 is not too bad to get started. And with those two things alone, I think you're basically ready to go. I think if you go on social media before you get your email and you try to go on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram and make sure you reserve the username that you want instead of somebody else doing it, then you can create your email and you'll know for sure that you have all of the matching social media and you have all of the matching emails with your domain name, and everything will be good to go and set up. So the next few things I like to think of after, as soon as you get your email, is you basically want some sort of either headshot or logo. So if you have a company logo, you can put that in there. If you have a headshot that you use for basically everything, you can put that in there. And if you don't have anything, I would literally take a photo of any type of product or service that you provide that you can think of that has a really cool image and literally take a photo on your phone and upload that into your email as your profile photo. For now, you can always look into some really cool logo designers and graphic designers for something more interesting, but for now, honestly, if your business is a landscaping company, you can go outside right now, find a purple flower, take a photo of it on your phone and upload that purple flower as your logo, as your profile picture, and get on the way. So I would take that same photo and also maybe pick 2 photos, one that's more of a square or a logo that's a square, and then one that's more of a rectangle or kind of like a tagline. So if you have a logo and a tagline, that works really well because you can put one as your profile photo, and on social media you can use one as a header photo. So header photos are really important to kind of explain what you do, and there's all sorts of different designers and collages you can make with header photos and even profile photos, but don't get crazy at it first. If you literally don't even have your business website set up, don't worry about all that. Just worry about the fact that someone might steal your content, and you do not want that at all. So grab all the names, grab all the usernames, all the information, put the photo on there so that no matter where people go to try to find you or to try to steal the profiles for you, you already have the profile up, you already have the photo, it's already kind of branded with your information. So if you have your logo and tagline, stick it in there. If you don't, go take a picture of something and stick it in there. And that's basically, you're pretty much ready to set up your website and get promoting and get on the way to starting the video process. And I'm so excited for my clients when they finally get their business email and I can send them emails to their business email. It's so exciting. So to recap, make sure if you want to start with a video strategy, you start with your domain name. I don't work with any client that doesn't have has a random website.wordpress.com. I don't work with anyone that doesn't have control over their domain name. If they want me to record a bunch of videos for a site that they don't even own, I just will not do it. So keep this in mind when you're doing business, and always own your domain name and always have control of it. So get your domain name, then set up your business email. I use G Suite so that it's really not confusing at all. I don't use any of the other email programs. I love G Suite. And then get your social media profiles. I would say before you get your email, but you can do it directly after, but I literally do it all in the same hour or two so that I don't have to worry. And get those 3, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and get those matching. And you can do them matching to your domain name. You can do them matching to each other. Just make sure that you're staying consistent with your brand, and add your photo and your tagline in there, or your photo and your secondary photo if you don't have a tagline yet, and then you are ready to create videos. So I'm so excited. I have a few more things that I have, basically questions for other people. They have been asking me a ton about email, so I kind of wanted to go over these last few questions and then we'll wrap it up. Someone says, can you order your business cards before you have your business email address? I definitely would strongly suggest you do not do that. In order to have your business card, you need somewhat of a basic design. So even if you don't have a logo necessarily, but you want certain colors, or you want a certain wording or font, you can always start with that. And maybe even your business is just a simple letter, or a letter in a certain font with a background color, or it doesn't have to be anything fancy. It can be very, very simple, and then you can rebrand down the road and make that special A that much better or that much bigger, or have your full name at that point, and that's no problem. But I would strongly suggest you do not create your business card yet on any kind of builder, or have a custom person do it until you get that business email address set. You really need your website, your domain name, your business email, and then you need a PO box if you don't have your business, an actual business location, or you can do it from your home. Just know that people might be knocking down your doors to get your products left and right, so be prepared for that when you get really, really popular. But basically, once you have that, once you have your name, your domain name, and your business email address, then you're set and you're ready to go. So the next question I had Is a business email good for business, and how can I communicate with people using it? So that's basically an overview question. And yes, I would definitely say use your email for business purposes. It's definitely better to have your email coming from a professional source, and especially when you give people your email address, the first thing they'll probably try to do is go to your website and see what it is. So even if it's a personal email or even if it's a different website, whenever someone emails me, I'm always curious to see what their business is like. So I always go to whateverit.com in their email and I check it out. So that's basically promotion for your own company. So you can start with that, and you can just go to networking events and give people your business cards and your emails, and they will know what you're doing and you can start a conversation with that. And then the final question is, I have a lot of different email tools. What can I automate? So that's a really big question I get all the time about email automation. I have a software that I use, and I do use automation, but I don't automate responses. I automate the beginning outreaches. So I never recommend doing any sort of automation on answering people when they're supposed to email you for something. If they email you with a question, I think those are the best to get back to them personally. And the automations that I have set up are really for me to be reaching out to new customers. So if I set up an automation to, let's say, stream this live show in my email, then I can send that out in an automation with a link, with a video thumbnail, and that can go out to 200 people, and that's not something that's bad to automate. Is it bad to, send automation emails out to thousands of people? I think so. It's kind of spammy and it just doesn't feel good. And is it bad to automate emails when people respond and you have email responders and auto send them to the next part of the course? I think so, because it's just not authentic. And those emails that I get when I'm taking email courses and the next day and they email me and they say, oh, I see that you didn't log in, or I see that you did, or just anything that sounds like a canned message, I'm just automatically skeptical that person even put any work into the email, and I'm searching for the realness in the email. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, and maybe there are a ton of people out there that will still fall for that, and maybe that's the most effective strategy, to tell whoever it is you're trying to tell what you're trying to tell them. But I think overall, when you have to read from a teleprompter, or when you have to copy some great copy email and send out this perfect template, I think you just lose your authentic voice of what you wanted to share with your audience. So really be aware of that and just focus on the fact that you're trying to get across a message, and focus on your voice. How would you talk to a customer in real life? How would you talk to somebody that was sitting right there in front of you? And then craft your email that way. Or even better, create a video and then tell them whatever it is you want to tell them, and just attach the video to the email. I love doing this, and I get a lot better response when I send videos and emails. So I'd strongly recommend sending videos in your emails, and especially your newsletters, your updates. Send a video, because people will play that and they will most likely watch it all the way through to try to figure out what's going on, why you sent them a video to their email. No one is doing these things. So if you can do this, you can unlock the secrets that no one else is doing. Create videos before your competitors do. Okay? So I hope you have a great day. Let me know if you guys have any other email questions. I'm always here to answer. Go back and watch the domain name episode if you want to learn all about domain names, how to set them up, and then go to episode 1 if you want to know all about my video process. I walk through my pricing sheet and I kind of go through exactly what I do for my clients. So if you want to see my whole process, basically episodes 1 to 50 or however many episodes this will take to get through, then you can go back and see that process and see kind of where I'm going with all of this. So we will get to video, I promise. But I think the online ascent really starts at base camp, and it really starts with getting your domain name and getting your business email and setting up your social media accounts so that you can be successful. When you create that first video, it will all be set up for you and ready to go. So thank you so much for joining me today. I really hope you enjoyed this episode of Online Ascent. Episode 3, I can't believe it. I know this is just the start and it's going to grow into something huge and exciting. So I'm so excited to see it. Have a wonderful day and have an amazing week, and get your business email address and send me an email if you want. Amanda@triplepeakmedia.com is my email address, and I'm very, very happy to hear from you, I promise, and I will write you back personally. So email me.